couth and elegant. I am too dumb to appreciate art. This is the most fun I've ever had in an art gallery. I went home with a guy once, and the moment we walked through his door, the first thing I see is tarps, duct tapes, and bleach. And he goes, "Don't worry, I'm not a serial killer. I'm a sculptor." I'm like, "Oh, so you're gonna make me look at art? Kill me." And then we ended up dating. So I've seen 2 art shows and keep begging him for a career change. I'm like, serial killer, serial killer. Because that is a career move. I am not like other white women, and I realize by saying that makes me exactly like other white women. I don't like true crime. I don't like serial killer podcasts. I don't like getting scared, like fabricating things to be afraid of. All my friends are wanting to do escape rooms. You guys do that? No judgment, but fuck you if you do. I hate escape rooms. I can't think of anything worse than being stuck in a room for hours that I can't get out of. I've already been to a Fish concert. That's one too many New Year's Eves gone from my life. Halloween, you guys seen the movie Halloween? Yeah, that movie is the reason I have trust issues. I keep asking my boyfriend about his ex, and he's like, "Maxi, I told you, it's over." I'm like, "No matter how many times you say that, I'm not going to believe you. Check in next year and we'll find out for real. You watch, there's going to be another one." Anyone else insecure about their person's ex? I made a mistake. I looked her up on Instagram, very pretty, and it was the worst because it made a huge mess when she noticed that I followed her. To her car. Like, that was an oopsie. I don't think my boyfriend understands the concept of jealousy. He can't fathom why I might be intimidated by the fact that the last girl he dated was 19. I was like, "Look, the last girl you dated had the ass of a 19-year-old. How do you think that makes me feel?" He's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Well, what would you say if I told you the last man I lived with had the dick of a black man? What would you say to that?" He's like, "Well, I would say you're lying because your dad is white." I'm like, "Good listening." I can't compete with 19-year-olds. It's true. I know they're dumb, but they're also the fun ones, right?
I'm 16.
You're 16? A 16-year-old, we're not even going to go. 19-year-old girls are fun, just something to look forward to. 19-year-old girls are still willing to do whatever it takes to please a man. I can't compete with that. The older I get, the less I care about pleasing anybody, even myself. I no longer use my vibrator for pleasure, I use it for problem solving. 19-year-olds are still trying kinky stuff. They're out there exploring their sexuality. I'm like the explorer on our way back from several failed expeditions. Just like, I can't go back out there. Too many men have died. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. Because I keep pestering him about it, and it's pissing him off, honestly, but I need some closure on the details. He's like, "Why do you need to know how we broke up?" I go, "Because if you broke up with her, maybe you still have lingering feelings for her. If she broke up with you, maybe you still have lingering feelings for her." He's like, "Maxi, in what way could we have broken up that wouldn't make you question my feelings for you?" I'm like, "Ideally, murder-suicide." I get that it's a little biased. 19-year-old girls are a soft spot for me because they just make me feel old. Like, it's my job to hire desk girls at my gym that I work at. They're always these dumb teenage girls. I'm like, I bring one in and I go, "Okay, let me check her references." She's like, "You look like a roller derby extra from Whip It." I'm like, "You're hired. That was excellent. That was top mark." One came in and told me I had an aggressive vibe. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So I punched her in the throat. I think that was the right answer. I learned that there's a trend on TikTok, shut your ears, there's a trend on TikTok right now where teenage girls are taking themselves and dabbing it on like perfume. My friend Rachel told me about it. She's like, ew, gross, who wants to smell like a dead, rotten, smelly fish? I'm like, you should get that checked out, Rach. Those girls don't even know what monstrosities they're in for by doing that. Like, teenage girls don't need help attracting creepy men. But I do. I was like, give me 2 bottles. I ordered them on Etsy. It's hard turning down men these days. Mason was talking about swatting away the dicks. It's really, it's getting to the point where turning down men is getting so dangerous that it's like, why bother? I might as well keep dating assholes. What? I'm not having any reward for making good choices. There's like signs in bars now, in the cubicles of women's bathrooms that says, if you're feeling threatened or harassed by any particular man in the bar, you can go to the bartender and say a code word and they'll help smuggle you out of the bar safely. I'm like, if he pees in the pool, why do I have to leave? I'm having a good time. This is unacceptable. Guys do get scary when you reject them. That's why I'm glad I so often get mistaken for a lesbian. Women are much nicer. Women are hitting on you, they compliment you, but then when you gently turn them down, they let you keep the compliment. I turned down a woman, she's like, that's okay, beautiful, thanks anyway, gorgeous. I turned down a man, he takes the compliment back like, dumb bitch didn't want you anyway. Women let you go home with a party favor, men let you go home if you're lucky. Trying to figure out why women are so much more gracious about getting rejected than men. And my friend pointed out, maybe because we're used to getting only 70% of what we asked for. And she's right. I asked for a raise at my work, and my boss said no. And I was like, that's okay, beautiful. Thanks anyway, gorgeous. My guy friends, though, think they know all the strategies for getting women. And there's problematic. Let's put it that way. They're not doing it right. They're getting rejected a lot, and it's making them angry. And I'm trying to coach them. I'm like, first off, guys, stop asking out 20-year-olds. They haven't lowered their standards yet. 30 and up, much better odds. They're getting rejected way less. Dude, you ask out a 20-year-old who's not interested, you're getting... Ugh. You ask out a 30-year-old who's not interested, you're getting drinks. My guy friends are convinced, they're like, no, you gotta do this and this and this to get a woman. I'm like, no, stop. I don't want to be treated like a target. I want to be treated like Target. Just be like, babe, you got everything I need, why would I go anywhere else? They're like, no, you gotta nail the woman, you gotta make it feel bad first. I'm like, no, now you're treating me like Walmart. Like you're embarrassed to be seen inside of me. I try not to lead women on, but it feels so good to get the compliment. I was getting hit on this week in a bar, and I didn't realize it because she was just complimenting me, and I was like, oh, this is how it should be. So I very gently turned her down, and I was like, thank you, I'm not interested. And then we got drinks. But it felt so nice, I tried to pay the compliment forward. The next day I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I see a girl in a nice dress, and I say, excuse me, you look very pretty in that dress. And she said, ugh. And I was like, dumb bitch didn't want you